Foxhole dropped Update 59, dubbed the Infantry Update, which changed how some infantry mechanics worked and added a few new tools to the game. So of course, I'd like to talk about the new tank first. The Nemesis is a little strange. It's a skinny tank with wheels that's equipped with a long 68mm gun and a forward-facing grenade launcher. When the Nemesis was first revealed, the initial reception for it was, well, that it was pretty ugly. But once we got our hands on it in the game, I think we grew pretty fond of it.
Yo, go get him, boy!
The Nemesis is a pretty versatile tank. The grenade launcher can be used to destroy structures and annoy pushgun crews, while the 68mm gun is great at poking at other tanks. Then there's those wheels. You see, when tanks suffer from damaged tracks, they severely slow down until they're fully repaired. This is called being tracked. This tank, though, has no tracks. I've heard it time and again that these wheels mean that it can't be tracked. And I was inclined to believe that until the new Warden Anti-Tank Rifle grenade hit our wheels and tracked us. It looks a little goofy, but here you go. This thing can be tracked. It should be noted that I've been in a Nemesis a couple of times this war, and this was the only time I've ever seen it get tracked. I had a crewmate theorize that the chances of this thing having a damaged turret are way higher to compensate, and we had a damaged turret a lot of times. I have to say though, I don't know if it's just luck, but sometimes this thing just feels absolutely invincible.
No. Shoot him if you can.
Oh!
Oh my god, no way! No way! There's no way! I got all of them all!
Go back, go back!
Of course though, this is the infantry update, so we got some infantry weapons too. To celebrate these changes to make infantry life more bearable in this update, Foxhole added AntiPersonnel Mines. Previously, Foxhole only had anti-tank mines, but of course, this didn't stop newbies from getting understandably confused.
I don't think we have a medic.
Oh, landmines.
Are you okay?
The thing is, while these mines were relatively big, a lot of people, including myself, just don't notice them. We're not used to mines that can hurt us as infantry. I've seen more friendlies killed by these mines than enemies, though of course, their value is in making the enemy not cross these minefields in the first place. It's all about deterrence. Now, if only people could read the minefield signs that we put up in as many languages and levels of anger as possible. And of course, setting them up is terrifying. There were some other changes to mines overall, like them now being a large, carryable item, so you can't keep like 8 of them in your inventory, making it a lot harder to just really quickly spam them on the field. The big change though, is that mines can now be set in minefields that slowly replenish themselves over time, acting kind of like an AI defense that you don't have to keep an eye on while you're, well, asleep in real life. And these buildable minefields can't be removed with a wrench. You'll have to use high explosives, run them over with a tank, or non-essential personnel.
Hopefully the bodies here will tell people not to step on it.
Nah. Get rid of the bodies.
And now that Foxhole has these anti-personnel mines, that inspiring speech from our morale officer in the Battle of Sagitta makes a lot more sense.
If you step on a mine, congratulations, you've disarmed the mine. Whatever you do, you cannot fail.
But I'd like to say, these mines lead to some great moments.
Hey, how do I pick up this mine I dropped by accident?
Oh, brother, what do you mean you dropped the mine by accident, brother? What do you mean?
I ran out of stamina.
I lost the damn anti-personnel mine. I threw it like a frisbee. Can't find it. Brother, get over here.
Oh, do you know how much paperwork we gotta do?
20mm weapons also got some changes. Anything that fires 20mm has changed this update. Rest in peace, Highwayman.
Let's go!
20 mils anti-tank role being relegated to stripping off tank armor and suppressing tank crews, instead of directly damaging tank subsystems. However, the 20mm round is now used in a lot of new guns, like a sniper rifle and a burst rifle. The 20mm sniper rifle is exactly what you expect, a long-range infantry destroyer that takes a lot of patience to use well. But the burst rifle is truly something else. The Dawn AntiTank Rifle fires in extremely erratic 3-round bursts, so maybe don't expect to hit anything small and far away. But it became very useful against bigger targets, like gunboats. This guy at Spearhead told us to get in his APC and bring the 3 Dawns that we had tucked away, stating that we were going to go take out some gunboats. These things just shredded them.
Drivers down, drivers down.
Shooting, keep shooting,
Oh, a second gunboat!
keep shooting, keep shooting.
Yeah, there's still a warden in there. Nice.
Although expensive and requiring the new infantry arms factory to produce, I can see small-scale naval warfare being a lot more different once we get used to these things. But I don't think I can say the same about anything bigger than a gunboat, though. This update also introduced something that we've been maybe asking for a while. Melee weapons were added into the game, other than the bayonet. The Colonials got a dagger, which, let's face it, is a full-on sword, while the Wardens got a trench club. We are playing Anvil now. There's a new melee system that took some getting used to. It includes light attacks, strong attacks, and blocking, all using up your stamina.
I'm out of stamina! Are you sure?
There's like 10 infantry on the right.
Did it block? Okay, so that's how it works.
If you have stamina, yeah, if you have stamina, hold right click, it blocks.
And of course, friendly fire can be an issue.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
But there's still a lot of fun.
Stab him! Nice!
On top of the new melee weapons, we also got extended melee weapons, with the introduction of the Dragonfly and Pillory shotguns. And like most video game shotguns, they're pretty useless at range. But in close quarters like trench fighting and fighting inside ships, I kinda like them. Being able to instantly take down someone, even with a secondary weapon, is just so satisfying. Going back to tanks though, there were also some interesting changes to existing tanks. And I'm not just talking about the new weapon stability that was added to tanks so that they don't have 100% accuracy all the time and being the bane of every infantry soldier. The Bardiche kind of got a buff. It can now load 2 shells and fire them in quick succession, at the cost of a little bit of a longer reload time. But that means you get 2 chances to disable a system, like the tracks or the turret of an enemy tank, right off the bat. I actually really like this change. It sort of solidifies the Bardiche as this kind of line-breaking burst damage tank. These changes incentivize people to use Bardiches to break down these annoying stalemates that happen near the end of the war where 2 tank lines are just poking at each other. And I love that.
I'm scared, God.
The Outlaw tank was mass-producible, buildable in a garage, and a decent tank with amazing range on the Warden side. It has now become a facility vehicle, only obtainable by upgrading a smaller tank introduced in this update, called the Brigand. The Brigand fires 30mm rounds in quick succession, thanks to its magazine of 3 shells. It also comes with a 7.92 turret. Of course, we all kept calling them outlaws. Old habits die hard. And lastly, the first aid train car. While a bit cumbersome because of the need for tracks, It's incredibly efficient at converting the bodies of critically wounded soldiers into respawn tokens. The update changed how critically wounded soldiers can be converted into respawn tokens called shirts, with field hospitals and medical bunkers being woefully inefficient compared to their hospital and train car counterparts. But whether the cost and time needed to bring these medic train cars to the front line and actually use them is worth it, we'll just have to wait and see. They're late game vehicles, and we've only had one war with the new update. Regardless, I think these are some nice additions to the medic gameplay loop in Foxhole.